2010 was a monumental year for animation. How to Train Your Dragon, Toy Story 3, Megamind. However, there's one movie that often gets overlooked in the Disney canon.
Before Frozen, this film proved that animated musicals were still good. It came out 8 years ago. Today, we're looking back at Tangled.
Greenlog, Entry 4. My name is Trey. As part of our film class, my classmate and I will evaluate an underrated gem known as Tangled. Joining me today is Katt Shruinger.
Hey, I'm Katt, and I love Disney movies. Trey and I grew up with Tangled. This film's special to me because it came out on my birthday and I saw it on my birthday.
Katt, you got the summary?
Yes, I do. Let's recap the plot. Tangled is a computer-generated animated musical that was released in 2010. Loosely based on the Brothers Grimm tale, we follows Rapunzel's journey from a sheltered girl to an adventurous woman.
After some exposition about a magical flower, a sick queen, and a beauty-obsessed lady, we meet our heroine. Creative and free-spirited, Rapunzel longs to see the lanterns that appear every year on her birthday.
During that same morning, Flynn Rider is chased by guards for stealing the crown of the lost princess. Flynn is almost pinned down, but he escapes in time. Flynn stumbles upon Rapunzel's hidden tower, and she greets him with a frying pan.
Rapunzel interrogates Flynn, and it doesn't go so well. Yet they manage to strike a deal. He takes her to the kingdom that holds the lantern shower, and she gives him his crown back. They later come across ruffians with dreams, and check out the Corona town square. Later that night, she and Flynn share a heartwarming song during the lantern show.
But their romance is cut short by Mother Gothel and her mercenaries. Flynn is sent to prison and Rapunzel is taken back to her tower. She glances at her paintings and notices a sun pattern. Memories float back to her. She's the lost princess. She confronts Mother Gothel, but it doesn't end well.
Meanwhile, Flynn realizes Gothel's plan and is rescued by the ruffians from earlier. He escapes with his new steed and dashes to Rapunzel's tower. He climbs up, only to be greeted by a knife to his stomach.
Rapunzel comes to hug him, but he uses a broken glass shard to cut all of her hair. Gothel instantly loses her youth and trips to her death. By the power of healing tears, Rapunzel revives him. Both of them greet her parents. The kingdom celebrates her return, and the movie ends on a high note.
Tangled is a very charming movie. The screenplay is solid and the character dynamics are so well handled. What makes the script so solid is how good the characters are. For example, Flynn/Eugene is a suave thief kind of guy, but has some humanity in him. Plus, he can take a beating.
It's in that pot, isn't it?
Speaking of characters, many of them are fun and well realized. Rapunzel is a cute yet likable lead. She's naive, but has that outgoing drive that makes me root for her. Also, how many heroes do you know use a frying pan as their weapon? Plus, her growth with Eugene is really effective due to the strong performances. The villain was pretty well handled. Mother Gothel is smart and an effective manipulator. On a technical note, it holds up. The visuals have aged incredibly well. The art direction is splendid, and so is the model quality. The cinematography wasn't anything groundbreaking, but the overall visuals were good. I do have some cons. For one, the soundtrack is a mixed bag. The score is great, but the vocal tracks are just kinda there.
So I'll read a book, or maybe 2 or 3. I'll add a few new paintings to my gallery.
They don't have the staying power of something like The Lion King or High School Musical 2. Also, the climax has some underwhelming aspects. The stabbing part was good, but she's defeated by falling out a window. Not the most creative way of defeat.
The highlight of Tangled is its fun characters. First, you got the rivalry between Flynn and Maximus, which is fierce, yet playful, and sneaky at times. Also, the setup and payoff of the ruffians is brilliant. Ruffians, out of all people, can break someone out of jail. And that someone they broke out was the one they were planning to kill. Another thing, Rapunzel is extremely relatable in a sense where she wants adventure and is smart enough to figure out Mother Gothel's evil scheme. I like how dark Disney went for the climax. It was dark enough to make me cry out of sadness for the first time in any movie. I am a fan of bold steps taken by characters, so of course I loved it when Flynn cut off Rapunzel's hair. Her hair is a focal point of the whole movie, and that was removed. Her loss of hair shifts the movie into a whole new meaning and shows that it can flourish. In fact, she's better off without the long hair. And as a bonus, the scores in the movies are amazing. First, it's not super kid friendly. It's best if it's watched by children 9 years old or older to be able to comprehend what is going on, and not think you'll turn into dust if you fall. Also, there's adult material too, like the drug Ruffian, but when I watched it when I was 12, I didn't know what was going on with him, so it didn't really bother me much. Fun fact. According to IMDb.com, if the animators put blood on a knife Mother Gothel had after she stabbed Flynn, the movie would have been rated PG-13. Anyway, on to the verdict.
First, the highlights, and then the final verdict.
Firstly, best Disney dude.
Flynn is one of my favorite Disney dudes. The fact that he can take so much cranial damage makes him kind of metal.
And secondly, dynamic relationships.
Flynn's cocky attitude hilariously clashes with Rapunzel's spunky attitude and Maximus's royal attitude. The relationships are out of this world. Tangled is still one of my favorite movies.
Tangled still holds up 8 years later. Before we go, I know someone's probably going to bring up the series.
There was a series? I never heard of it.
I've only seen the first season, but it's pretty good. The art direction is amazing, and the soundtrack is pretty dope.
Let me make you proud. Let me show you the best in me.
So, if you like the movie, you'll probably like Tangled the series. But that's a review for another time. Anyway,
Thanks for watching.
special thanks to my school friend Katt for helping me write this video. Check out her blog.
I gotta go. Catch you later.
Stay tuned for the next video, where Trey reviews a movie people haven't learned to let go 5 years later.